So does Satan need God's approval to do what he wants?
Yeah, 100%.
Why y'all think that?
Because
he does.
God is God. You know what I'm saying? If God doesn't have, I was thinking about that. If God doesn't have anything, he's
it
not
says
God.
can't nobody do something without God approving him. Let me show you.
Yeah.
If God can't do anything, he's not God. If God can't, you know what I'm saying? If God doesn't plan something, he's not God. If we understood God, he wouldn't be God. You know what I'm saying? You understand that? No, you don't. Because you
I got you.
You feel me?
Okay. Limitations 337. No one can say something and make it happen unless the Lord orders it.
Is that talking about that though? That sounds like it's about spiritual authority.
I mean, but like, yeah, Satan. Okay, if you go, Satan is the god of this world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, which means he can do whatever he want. But the thing is, though, is when he was, with Job or whatever, he was doing that thing with Job. God literally was like, the devil wanted to just, the devil wanted to kill Job. Let's be honest, right? But God was like, no, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You could do this and this and that, but you can't do this. You can't kill him. Mm-hmm. You can do everything else, but you cannot kill him. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So that was off limits. So I feel like it's a hold. If God says, it's a hold. Now, thing is though, is if you go into sin and, you in a whole nother thing and you just completely rejected God, then I think the devil has full authority to do whatever he wants.
Okay, so what if you don't reject God, but you're still in sin?
You don't reject God, but you're still in sin?
Can't be on the fence.
You got to be on the fence for that.
You said you didn't reject God,
mm-hmm.
but you're still in sin.
Mm-hmm. Deliverance is a progress.
Mm-hmm. It is.
You feel me?
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean that. I had to think back about myself. Dang.
I mean, but I still think it's levels to it though, because it's like say if Jonathan, well,
I gotta be the one to say
if like Jonathan living his life for God and then Jonathan started drinking again. Like,
what? I'm not
talking about that,
bro. Okay, fine. I'm drinking again. Yeah.
Like you just dead drunk. Like you drinking, you drowning it, right?
Okay.
So like when you do that, you're opening up your body to spirits.
Mm-hmm. So
in that case, it's like, okay, well, he does have legal right to do what he want with you. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, God knows that you're going to do better. So I don't think he's going to allow you to die because of that. Like he's not going to allow the devil to go. He only can go so far. And doesn't it say about temptation where he only gives you so much that you can bear or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's I think that he would only let the devil go so far.
What you think about that?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what you getting at, bro. Say what you're getting at.
Okay, so one, I don't believe just because you fell into sin doesn't mean, well, you for sure give the enemy room. I don't want to act like you're not giving him a foothold. Mm-hmm. That's what they call it. But let's look at the parable. I don't know if it was a parable, but I know Jesus said it, so it might have been a parable.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? But he was talking about the Pharisee versus the man who was stuck in sin, where he was saying, Lord, forgive me. The Pharisee was like, I'm glad I'm not like him. Is that Jesus who said that? I'm trying to remember. I could just look it up.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Let me just look it up. I don't want to misquote.
Just go to, I feel like that's a Matthew type verse.
Don't it? But as we looking it up, I'm going to just go ahead and express though. The Pharisee is saying, I'm glad I'm not like this man who is, I believe, a drunk. Let's say a drunk. I'm glad I am not this man. The man is saying, Lord, I wish I was the Pharisee. He keeps your law, but I'm not like him. I need your help. I believe Jesus ends up saying, who do you think gets into the kingdom of heaven? Not the Pharisee, but the man who was humble and low. And so, how can God look at that, right, and still say that you're the enemy's son? Or I just don't believe God will look at that. Now, there's consequences to sin, but I think they're like, it's really going back to what you said. There's a limitation because you're still his child. It only comes from fear of the Lord. But now Jesus dying on the cross, and you believe that he rose from the dead. It doesn't give you the approval to sin, but it gives you the grace to get out of sin. But you got to get out of sin. It's not a pretty journey. Yeah. But going back to the actual conversation, does God allow, or does Satan need God's approval? The reason why I say no is it's a two-sided coin. For God's children, Satan needs approval. Okay. But, yes. But because when we say that, people don't know how to think like that. Even y'all didn't think I'm meaning like that. So we got to pay attention to stuff like that, because now we're saying God is allowing grape. God is allowing a demonic entity to influence somebody to molest a child. When we speak like that, it just makes us look a little crazy. You get what I'm saying? Satan needs God's approval. So now it's like, may I do this? Yeah. Yes, you can. May I influence this person to unalive this person? Yes, you can. It makes him look crazy. And so that's why I asked the question. Now, we all know the answer. For God's children, he needs approval. But if you're not God's child, he does not, because you're not his child. One man said, what did he say? Basically, you have you can tell folks by their fruits, and when you have the fruits of Satan or lawlessness, you're going to the same place with Satan. The dominoes. You're going to the place where Satan needs to go, because that's where all lawlessness goes. But when you have the fruits of the Spirit, you enter the kingdom of heaven. But let's say, basically Satan is the father of lies, right? So if you're a liar, you're technically eating from Satan's plate, which means he's coming to get what you stole from his table, basically. And he's like, I need my food back. You're coming with me. And so that's why they're kind of pushed away of God's protection. But watch, there's still people out there who get protected by God and don't know God. This is still a fact too. There's some folks out there who sinning left and right. They don't know nothing about no devil, because God's protecting them. So then it becomes it's an iffy conversation. You get what I'm saying? But the moral of the conversation, because I don't want to spiral everywhere, is Satan doesn't need God's approval to attack people that's not in the body of Christ. But he needs approval to attack everybody that's covered by the blood, because at the end of the day, he's not just attacking you now. Who's he also attacking? God himself, because he lives in you. He's attacking the temple of God now. And the Bible, I believe in 1 Corinthians, says whoever attacks, or whoever tries to, no, that's Old Testament, whoever tries to destroy the temple of God may die. So now, if you get an approval now, it's a little different ball game. You get what I'm saying? That's all, y'all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It gets deep.
It's valid.
It always gets deeper than we always think. It's crazy.
It's always deeper.
Yeah.